Hey YouTube, this is Trains and Destinations, and in today's video we're going to be doing another laptop unboxing. So, let's get on with it. So what I'm going to be unboxing now is the ASUS VivoBook. Now specifically, this is the 15-inch VivoBook, the F512F. And if I flip it over, as you can see, this is it, the F512F, which has the following features. This has the Intel Core i3-8145U, 4GB of RAM, and a 128GB SATA SSD, along with a 1080p TN panel. So no, this is not an IPS display, so it's not going to be as color accurate, but then again, this is a cheaper laptop. I'm not sure of the exact price, but it's definitely in the mid-hundreds. So this is essentially competing against laptops such as the HP Pavilion or Dell Inspiron 7000 series or 5000 or 3000 series, any of those sort of lines of Dell laptops, the Lenovo IdeaPad series, so on and so forth. So this is not a high-end laptop, but with these specs, it's decent. So for basic things such as web browsing, email, and maybe a little bit of heavier work such as light gaming or video creation, it's not bad. So looking around the box here, you have your info on the back. On the left-hand side of the box, you have nothing. And on the right-hand side of the box, you just have your serial number and stuff. And I do like the design of the box. So you got this little V pattern here, which is pretty cool. And of course, ASUS VivoBook. So I do think that's pretty nice, as you can see. And on the top, you do got a grab handle, which I think is pretty cool. Pretty much the box is like that of any typical ASUS laptop, but the carrying handle is always a nice touch. And now let's get ahead to the actual unboxing. So you just push in the handle, the tape has been cut, and we now open up the lid. And there we go, there's the laptop. Now for full disclosure, I did get this laptop used, and so that's why there's no packaging around the laptop itself. It did come with the original box and the paperwork and the charger, but this is slightly used. Now when you open up the box, as you can see, the box sort of opens up, sort of like a shoebox pretty much, and it is pretty nice. It's a nice presentation. Here you got the ASUS logo, or not so much their logo, but their slogan, "In Search of Incredible." And there is the logo on the laptop. Now we're going to go ahead and lift out the laptop, which is very easy to do. And we'll set it over here. And here you got your paperwork. And so here is your warranty guide. So inside is all of your warranty information and stuff. And the only other booklet you get here is your user guide. And that's about it. And I think this is really all you need. I feel like some of these laptop manufacturers, they throw in way too much paperwork. This is really all you need. So congratulations to ASUS for not using up so much paper. But anyway, once we take out the laptop, the only other thing to take out is the charger. And that's it. We are now done with the unboxing. So we're going to put the box over here. And this is the charger, which I really do like this charger. I like that the power adapter is combined with the AC plug. And so this means essentially you're not going to have a situation where you have this big adapter brick in the middle, like in most chargers. And so it means that this charger is more compact than other chargers. So I do like that. And as you can see, the cable is quite thin. So from a portability perspective, this will be easy to take around with you. And I think when it comes to this laptop, thinness and portability is definitely the key points ASUS was thinking about. So if you take a look at the laptop itself, now on the surface, it looks like a 15-inch laptop, but it is really, really small for a 15-inch laptop. So for example, I'm going to bring over here my HP ProBook 440, and this is a 14-inch laptop. And as you can see, in terms of the size, there's not a ton of difference. Now, to be fair, if you open up the ProBook, it does have pretty thick bezels, but bezels, that's essentially the reason why we have a difference with the ASUS. The ASUS has much thinner bezels, as you'll see, and whereas this has much thicker bezels, and that's why the ASUS is almost the same size as this HP. You know, really, it's only about maybe half an inch longer. And really, that's what having thin bezels allows you to do. It allows you to make a laptop, in this case, a 15-inch laptop, essentially only a little bit bigger than a 14-inch laptop. So you get all the benefits of having that big 15.6-inch screen for watching movies, like gaming, but, you know, not having a big, bulky laptop. And bulky is definitely what this is not. I mean, as you can see here, this is a pretty thin laptop, under half an inch thin. I do like the design, at least here on the side. You have this nice taper. And as far as you can see here, you can see two of your ports, which are both USB 3.0 ports. And you got your indicator light for power as well as charging. On the back of the laptop, you'll see that it's pretty unique. As you can see, this hinge comes out more than the bottom part of the body. And the reason is because this has ASUS's ErgoLift hinge, which means essentially when you open the laptop will actually sit on the hinge, and thus that raises up the keyboard. And so ASUS claims that this will allow for a more comfortable typing experience because the keyboard will be slightly lifted up, just like on a keyboard you would find for a desktop computer. Now, this is not exactly a new concept. Many HP laptops from the Pavilion to the Envy have this type of hinge that lifts up the whole keyboard deck of the laptop. But I think that ASUS's interpretation is definitely a lot better, as you'll see in a moment. But anyway, you can see here you got your exhaust fans. And if we look here at the bottom of the laptop, right there you got your intake fans. And you got two little speakers here on the bottom, as well as two little small rubber feet. And you have one big rubber foot here at the top. Looking at the right-hand side of the laptop, you can see that this is where the other ports are, in which you have many more ports on this side. So from right to left, you have your power port, another USB 3.0, full-size HDMI, USB Type-C, a headphone jack, and a micro SD card reader. And I would say that overall the port selection is good, although the micro SD card reader is definitely a little bit of a downside, as most SD cards are still full size, and honestly a micro SD card, it's just a lot more easy to lose compared to a full size card, but it's not bad. You know, it'll work. And as you can see, the bottom is black, whereas the top has this sort of dark gray color, so I do like that little two-tone effect right there. And without further ado, let's go ahead and open her up. Actually, I'll set my camera down first, and then we'll go ahead and open up the laptop. And this right here, this is the reason why this laptop is only a little bit bigger than the ProBook. Because as you can see, these hinges are really small. Look at that left-hand hinge there. Look how tiny that bezel is. So if you look near the left hinge, you can see that both the bottom bezel and the left side bezel is really, really small. And if you look up top, you can see the separation of where the actual display is and the bezel. It's really thin. And that's the case all the way around the laptop. Even the bottom bezel is pretty thin. And so this means that you can have essentially a full-size 15.6-inch laptop and essentially a chassis that's only a little bit bigger than a 14-inch laptop. And so it not only makes for a very modern-looking laptop, but it means that this thing is just so much smaller and it's so much more portable than what you would expect of a 15-inch laptop. And I mean, in terms of the weight, as I pick it up, this is pretty lightweight. I can almost hold it with one hand. And so this definitely is more portable than what you would expect for a 15-inch laptop. That being said, though, you do have some traditional 15-inch laptop features. So as you can see here, the keyboard is a full layout, including your number pad here on the right. It is a bit squished, but it does have it. And one feature this does have is backlighting. So as you can see right here, that key controls your backlight. And it has 3 individual backlight settings, which is really nice. And when I turn on the laptop, I will show that off. As far as the rest of the keyboard deck goes, it's pretty interesting. You have this sort of textured pattern around the keys themselves, and then a solid gray right where your trackpad is and your wrists would go. So again, it's a pretty interesting design. This laptop is definitely not as plain looking as you would expect. And then here's your trackpad, which makes a very soft click. It also has a little silver accent ring to it, as you can see, as well as a fingerprint reader. And then, of course, right there is your Intel Core i3 sticker. Again, it has the 8145U processor. And if you look at the keys, they're pretty interesting. So they're not completely square. All the keys are rounded, and they have a pretty decent feel to them. They feel pretty clicky, pretty responsive, nice tactile feedback. I'll do a quick little typing sample just to see how I feel about these keys. These keys feel really good. Just the right amount of spacing between the keys and just the right amount of actuation force. So this does feel like a very nice keyboard to type on. And with that ergo lift hinge, as you can, it's a little hard to tell, but the whole key deck is slightly raised up over the, it's slightly raised compared to the rest of the laptop. And as I move over, you can see what I mean. So you can see that because of that hinge, the hinge is down further than the laptop body, and thus the body of the whole body, the lower body, is raised up. So it's very unique. And I'm normally not a fan of this kind of design because I do feel like it adds extra stress to the hinge. But as you can see, there's not a lot of hinge wobble. It's not as bad as the HP Pavilion. I've seen the HP Pavilion before. I've tried it out in a store, and it was terrible. It was just so flimsy. The build quality was just not there. But this one definitely has much better build quality. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and turn it on. So you see, you got your ASUS in search of incredible. Zoom in a little, and as you can see, your 1080p display. It's a little distorted on camera, but it does look pretty darn nice. It's not an IPS display, so you're not going to have as good of color compared to other laptops with slightly higher end displays, but still, it's 1080p. It looks really nice. And also go ahead and turn on the keyboard. And so as you can see, this is how it looks on its brightest setting. Oh, actually it gets brighter. And there we go.
Hi there, I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
The speakers, they sound interesting.
Here, a touch of Wi-Fi there.
A little quiet, but with a lot more bass than I would think.
Use your voice or the keyboard along the way, and if you'd like me to stay quiet, just select
the speakers are fine. They have more bass than you would expect, but they're definitely not the loudest.
If you need an assistive screen reader,
but I'll show off the backlit keyboard feature. So that's at its lowest setting, middle setting, and that's at its brightest. And as you can see, it looks really nice. This keyboard looks really nice.
Your region is set to the United States. Is that right?
Again, really nice overall. And so I think that pretty much wraps it up. So I'm not going to go through the setup. Everyone knows what it's like to set up a Windows laptop. The camera does distort the display a little bit, but it does look pretty nice. Again, it's not an IPS screen, but still, everything from the brightness to color, it's not bad. It's not the best, but it's decent. And so as you can see, you can lower the brightness or raise it up all the way. It's not bad.
Okay, don't let me hold you up. Just pick the one you want from the list.
Good old Cortana. But anyway, I think that'll wrap it up. So, thank you for watching my unboxing of the ASUS VivoBook F512F. Again, thanks for watching.